Hi, my name is John Price. I've been an employee up here at Lone Star College for about 4 years now. I'm the part-time manager over at the Performing Arts Center, and I got married last week to my lovely wife, Krista. And we got married in the Performing Arts Center, and it was one of the most wonderful things that I could have ever dreamed of. And we're going to tell you that story. I had started working in the theater department with Miss White probably about 5 years ago when I started attending classes here at Lone Star. And I've been in a lot of the plays that have been up here, and it came to be the musical. And she had chosen Fiddler on the Roof, and I didn't know how big of a part that play would actually play into my life until we started pre-production on it. Normally we have a short rehearsal after the audition period where we meet everybody and talk about the characters that we're going to play. And I had been to be cast as Perchik, who is a romantic lead in that play. There's 3 romantic leads. And Krista happened to be cast as Toddle. And I didn't know Krista. I hadn't met her before.
Nope.
And this was your first
This
play?
was my first show with the college.
Right.
Yeah. I was in a class with Miss White that spring, and she kind of encouraged me to audition, and I showed up, and I loved every second of it. I've never liked auditioning for a show until I started auditioning for shows here. So now I enjoy it all the time. But yeah, I got cast as Hoddle, and John was Perchik, and we had our meeting, and I was scared to talk to him. So I didn't actually meet John until our first day of real rehearsal, which was in June. And the first thing he said to me was, "Your hair smells amazing." And that kind of started the whole thing.
It's a line, guys. Tell her hair smells good. Yeah, I didn't know what to say. I was really nervous because she was so pretty, and I was like, oh, I have to kiss this girl on stage. I tried to impress her a lot with singing and music and all my musical abilities. And
He played the
stuff.
piano for me one night during rehearsal. That was fun.
They all gushy and everything. After lots of flirting and lots of trying to get her to let me take her on a date, I finally asked her out. See, when was our first date?
Our first date was at the end of June, and we went to dinner. He kind of tricked me into it. He was like, "Hey, let's rehearse lines one day," and so I gave him my number. And then he was like, "Hey, do you want to have dinner?" So we didn't rehearse lines, we just sat and talked, and that was nice. But we dated for about 2 weeks, and we saw each other every day because rehearsals were Monday through Friday. So we developed this very quick friendship. Opening night of Fiddler was middle of July, and after opening night, he asked me to be his girlfriend in the parking lot.
So yeah, we dated for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been together 3 years and 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
We've been married a week.
Well, yeah, 6 days.
Not even a
if
week.
you're counting.
Yeah.
So he proposed on Christmas Eve, and school was out at the time, and we hadn't told Miss White or Mr. Cooper, who were both very, important to us in the sense of our relationship with each other. So it was the first day of school. Because Miss White was back.
Yeah.
And we went over to the Performing Arts Center to say hi, and yeah, I went up to her and I said, "Hey, I have something to show you." And she was like, "Oh, goody," and I showed her my ring. I was like, "John proposed," and she freaked out, and we jumped up and down a little bit, just a little bit. And we were in the hallway, and Cooper was there, and we just kind of said, "Hey, we wanted to see if this is something y'all might be able to make happen." And I told them that we were really interested in having a wedding at the theater, and they both kind of went silent and were like, "Well, you're crazy, but that's awesome. Let's see what we can do."
Yeah, a big thank you to Dr. Nutt and Dean Riefmeyer and John Fishrow for making all of that happen. It was an incredible experience to be able to work with you guys and be able to make this all come together. It was the craziest thing. When it got closer to the wedding and stuff like that, what was going through your mind?
I was stressed out.
Yeah.
I had a lot to do. We had to rent tables. We had the reception on the stage. We had to get catering, which John's mom very graciously provided for us because she's an amazing cook.
So good.
And the food was delicious. We didn't get to eat a lot of it because we had a lot of people to talk to, but the inspiration was to kind of make you feel like you were at an outdoor wedding, but inside. And we achieved that pretty well. We had branches everywhere with lanterns and candles, but they were these LED candles. And they were just, it was very warm, and it was really beautiful.
We had a beautiful cake.
Yes.
We actually had cupcakes with flowers on them, so that everybody could have just a cupcake and they wouldn't have to cut into a giant cake or anything like that. All right, so let's talk about this dress a little bit.
Yeah. Something, huh?
Yeah.
It's really something.
It's impressive.
I wish I had the picture that inspired it because it looks nothing like it at this point. A good friend of mine, Valerie Hill, she has done costumes for all of our musicals that I've been a part of at the college in the summer. And I think it was in February. I waited a little while till things calmed down a little bit and asked her if she would maybe be willing to design a wedding dress. Being in college and young, we didn't have a whole lot of money, so I was like, how doable is this? And could you save me some money? And she offered to do it, and I think about a month later, we actually sat down and had a couple of pictures of things that I liked, and we went and looked at fabric and all the things I wanted, and we designed it together, and she added her own touches to it, but yeah, it kind of became a masterpiece. And a friend of ours gave me some genuine Belgian lace, and it was pink, which I thought was cool because pink's my favorite color. But I'm not going to wear a pink wedding dress. I mean, you only get to wear a wedding dress once. So we decided to add it to different areas of the dress. So it's all over the shoulder and the sleeves, and it's a really cool touch that kind of made the dress what it is. And now that pictures are out of what my dress looks like, I've had a lot of people be like, oh hey, where'd you get a dress with sleeves? And I'm like, I made it. I had a friend of mine make it. That's how.
It's good to know people. It's great to know people.
It is good to know people. But yeah, it kind of took on a life of its own, and
yeah, it kind of stunned me the day of when we did our first look. I didn't know what to do. I was sitting there just dumbfounded.
The train is almost 7 feet long. And it was almost 8 feet long, and we ended up having to cut it because it was so long when it was bustled that
I remember that day. She cried.
I came home and cried. I was like, we have to cut my dress.
It was a tough thing.
It's still beautiful, and yeah, I was just really pleased with it and how it turned out.
I got a lot of compliments on my shoes.
Yeah.
Everybody liked my shoes.
He had really cool shoes.
I liked my shoes.
You picked those out too. He was like, hey, I want to wear special shoes, and because my shoes looked like glass slippers. So I was like, well, I have special shoes, so you should too.
Because I'm special. That's what all my teachers told me.
But yes, you have special shoes.
Yes.
They were pretty. Pretty? They were nice.
I also run funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So, on Monday, which is in a few days, we are going on our honeymoon, which is a cruise to Yucatan and Cozumel. And we're going to go swim with dolphins, which I'm super stoked about.
Been working on my dolphin speak.
Ugh.
Not very good.
But yeah, neither of us have been on a cruise before, so we're both really excited. I'm a little nervous, but that's because I don't know if I get seasick.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
But it should be okay.
Okay. So this is the back of my dress. A lot of the lace ended up there, the special pink lace. There was only a sheet about that big of the lace that I was given, so we just kind of applied it in different areas of the dress. And it made a very big appearance right here where the bustle is to cover up all the zippers and stuff. But yeah, this is my favorite part of my dress is the back, because it's really pretty.
And this train is panned right now.
Yeah, right now it's bustled all the way up, but if you unbustle it, it's very long and very pretty. And the lace here on the top of the dress is actually all down the train as well. So it's pretty.
And it's a beautiful dress.
Yeah.
She looks stunning in it.
Yeah. I liked it a lot.
I was at a loss for words. And you can see it in the video. I'm standing there like a buffoon.
Yeah, he didn't want to turn around.
Beholding a gorgeous beauty.
He was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to look yet. And we did a first look before the ceremony because we knew time was going to be kind of tight, I guess, or short. And
We're on schedule.
we were on a
It felt like
very
a show
schedule.
almost. It was very.
Yeah,
Very,
very fast paced, very, let's get it done. And I mean, not really get it done.
I wonder if that's
but-
why so many people get nervous when they get married. Saw so many videos, people telling me, don't lock your knees,
Yeah.
pass out.
Oh, speaking of walking knees, during the ceremony.
All the girls were crying.
Well, yes, they were. My bridesmaids. Oh. I bought them
I mean,
handkerchiefs as a gift for a reason.
Yeah, we also we wrote her on vows, which was
I
one
wish
of
we
the.
brought them.
Yeah, I wish we were brought them too. They're really cool. We have a recording of it.
Yeah, we do.
So we can cut to some of that. I wrote mine as a poem. I like to rhyme.
Mine was kind of a poem, but it didn't rhyme.
Right.
It was just like a, yeah,
It's a free form.
free form.
It was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
Thanks.
I loved everything about it. It was wonderful to be in a place where I've grown so much as a person and as now a husband. You know, I can look forward to growing even more here. This is a place where people come to learn, and people don't expect to grow up here, and that's kind of what happened with us here. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Me neither. We made a lot of friends here as well. Some of my closest friends, all of my closest friends, really, pretty much, I have met here that I can name. But yeah, 2 of my bridesmaids I met here, and
I met all of my groomsmen except one here.
yeah.
So this is a place where, you know, families can come together as well, you know, because I consider those people part of my family now. I had them in my wedding, and they all came through for me, and it was a wonderful thing.
Well, and I remember growing up and being told that your college, the friends that you make in college are the ones who you'll usually stay in touch with for the rest of your life. And when I started going here at Lone Star, it being a community college or junior college, I was worried that I wouldn't get those same relationships. But because you have a common interest with someone, and you have drama club or music club and choir and theater and math club, which I'm horrible at math, but you know, you make friends that you didn't think you would make, and those relationships are still just as real and just as
Enduring.
as enduring.
That's yeah, most of our closest friends have come from here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it. That's our story.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, as fairy tale esque as it can be.
Yeah.